public utility by the finance ministry to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saeed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzal. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saeed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, viewers. Remember, we are the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. Now remember that the current affairs program, where we deal with the issues that are facing us, Trinidadian and Tobagonian, in our country. So remember that, viewers, don't get tied up with any other programs. We are the current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago, and we are the #1 that deals with the issues just for you. Also, viewers, we allow you to call in the program to voice your concerns in your communities. Now we go live from Monday to Friday, and we encourage you, viewers, to call your friends, call your family. Look at us on Synergy Television from 7 to 8 p.m. We also go live on YouTube. It's TT Real Talk on YouTube, viewers. Also on Facebook, it's Real Talk with Saieed Ali on Facebook. So share our link, viewers, on Facebook and on YouTube, and message your friends and tell them we are going live on Synergy Network. So remember that, viewers, the #1 current affairs program, live from Sugarwater's. So viewers, as we start up our program tonight, remember I am a licensed money lender. Those of you who are looking for cash, borrow money, it's not a problem. I love to put a smile on your face when you are depressed and wondering where are you going to get cash from. All you have to do is have some form of security for we to hold. This is our office number on screen, viewers. Call any one of the numbers. There's a well-trained staff waiting to take your call from Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Call, set up an appointment. They will tell you what documents to work with. You come with that documents. Once you're clean, you're safe, you're not owing anybody, we will do business for you and with you. Just to make sure that Real Talk put a smile on your face. It's Real Talk Financing, and we put in a Real Talk smile on your face. So, remember, we also have 4% on fixed deposit, viewers. Those of you who wants to get a better return on your hard-earned cash that you have worked all your life for. 1% ain't cutting it, 2% ain't cutting it. You understand? You need 4% on your hard-earned cash. So only at Real Talk, viewers, you could get that. Nowhere else in Trinidad and Tobago, you are going to get that. Now, when our company, Real Talk Finance and Investment, opens in Guyana, I am going to be topping every financial sector in Guyana also. If they offer 1%, I offer 2%. If they offer 2%, I offer 3%. If they offer 3%, I offer 4%. I am here to compete. I am not here to follow, you know. I am here to lead. And I know in Guyana, Real Talk Finance and Investment, it's going to go a very, very, very long way. That I am sure about. So, as we start off our program tonight, Minister of National Security, Fitzgerald Hines, have stated that female party goers that wear camouflage shorts are not breaching Defense Act. I want to let you understand this because this man's so tying up, he's like a Sunday crab. Question about Army Fed patrons seen wearing camouflage outfit. Defense Force Operation Officer Colin Millington stated that the regulation states that the public is not supposed to wear anything that looks similar or is a direct representation of the Defense Force uniform. The Defense Force, Custom and Police continue to enforce the law in relations to this. Millington said it was an old issue. Listen to this.
The issue of camouflage and the public wearing camouflage is an age-old one. The regulations state that the public is not supposed to wear anything that looks similar or is direct representation of the Defense Force uniform, and the Defense Force, Customs, the police continue to enforce the law in relation to this.
Now, viewers, Minister of National Security Hines have stated that female party goers that wear camouflage shorts are not breaching the Defense Act. While we are hearing Millington saying one thing, National Security Minister is saying another thing. So we in Trinidad now, this is where we become confused. According to Millington, who is the Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force Operation Officer, he's in charge of operation. According to this individual, you are not supposed to wear anything that is representing the army color, anything camouflage. But Hines is saying party goers, you could wear camouflage shorts. How come? How come? So we have two individuals now debating on the uniform wear. Far as I know, in Trinidad and Tobago, anytime an individual is caught wearing a police uniform, a custom uniform, a Coast Guard uniform, or even a T&T Defense Force uniform, you are in breach. We know that. So how come Hines now could say female party goers, you could wear short camouflage pants? Are they representing the army? I hear you. Now I want to let her understand this. I want to let her understand this. I hear it earlier. Questions about Army Fed patrons seen wearing camouflage outfit. Defense Force Operation Officer Colin Millington stated that the regulation states that the public is not supposed to wear anything that looks similar or is a direct representation of the Defense Force uniform. All I hear what I'm saying? So Millington saying one thing and the crazy man we have for Minister of National Security saying the next thing. Now, Hines also read the act and said an offense was only committed by someone wearing camouflage clothing that could have him or her mistaken for a Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force. He read from the act. Good. He added, so if she turned up in a real thin shorts in a camouflage color and a white or pink top, does that exactly resemble the Defense Force uniform? The minister said, it is in the regards that the Trinidad and Tobago police will enforce the law and make their own judgment whether they will prosecute or not. Listen to this now.
Section 219 of the Defense Act, to which the Colonel made reference, it says, and I might quote, permit me, a person other than a member of the Defense Force who without lawful excuse, the proof whereof shall lie with him, the burden of proof is on him, A, wears the uniform or any portion of the uniforms of a member of the Defense Force, so it means it has to be their uniform, or B, wears any costume or article of clothing or apparel so closely resembling the uniform or any portion thereof of a member of the Defense Force. So let me intersperse here again. It has to be part of their clothing or apparel, means that if a handbag is in camouflage, that's not clothing or apparel. You follow? And it must so closely resemble, which means if it appears in pink or yellow and brown, you follow me? Doesn't closely resemble. I continue, as may cause such person to be mistaken for a member of the Defense Force. So that if she turns up in a real thin shorts in the camouflage color, and a white or a pink top, that doesn't exactly resemble the uniform of the defense force. And therefore it is in this regard that the colonel says they will enforce the law. They make their own judgment and they take the time in from the facts in front of them before one decides, the police decide whether they would prosecute or not.
Are you understanding that this man just put the colonel on spot? Are you understand that? The man read from the act. Hines also read the act and said an offense was only committed by someone wearing camouflage clothing that have him or her mistaken for a Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force minister. So if the female wearing it, she could be taken for a Defense Force officer. It doesn't matter how long or how short, it is against the act to wear camouflage. So we Dodo head minister of national security just put the colonel on spot. So hear this now. Trinidad and Tobago, if I decided to put on a pink jersey, hear me good? If I decided to put on a pink jersey and wear army camouflage pants down to my knee, am I in breach? Am I in breach? Would police officers charge me? Would they strip me naked of my pants? This is the kind of duncy head Minister of National Security we have running our country. When I come to tell you the truth, oh side you're bashing the PNM, we're not bashing the PNM. The Minister of National Security gave you two statements that put the colonel on spot. It's like, Sola, you don't know what you're saying. But Minister, they breached the act. All you could tell me about Hines, I just be bringing it to all you. The man read the act. Anything resembling or close to is a breach. So if I have on a pink jersey now and a three-quarter camouflage pants that represent Trinidad and Tobago Defense Force, am I in breach? I want to know that because Dunzy head Hines can't even understand what he's reading. You just put a 7 years you are Minister of National Security, correct? You put a colonel who in the army about 20-something years now on the spot to make him look like a dunce head. Boy, you would have guessed so much of bellas behind your head when we come out of there. Take what I'm telling you. Just for putting me on the spot and making me look like a imps. Hey, so hear this now. He also noted that the Customs Act and Summary Offense Act refer to the minister as did a 2021 High Court case, Isaiah Prince versus the AG. Hines said, it has to be someone trying to pretend, or it might create confusion in the minds of a resembling observer. Let's listen to this.
And the bottom line, as I understand it from following the judgment of the court, is that the thing has to, as I said, resemble. It has to be someone trying to pretend, or it might create confusion in the minds of a reasonable observer. But as I said, it excludes the question of pink camouflage print or yellow camouflage print or the handbag or the umbrella and that kind of thing. And the court is well aware of it. It actually says in the judgment, the court is able, there's no complexity in the court understanding what camouflage means and how it ought to be applied in any particular case. Thank you very warmly.
This man clearly don't know, you know. Clearly don't know, you know. Whether you're wearing a short pants, a vest, or a jersey, or a long pants, you're in breach of the outfit. This man trying to rewrite the army laws. or the act. Hey, that officer must be feeling so embarrassed of himself. Having that illiterate minister sit down next to him, trying to explain an act, which is clearly not up for us to wear. Caller, good night.
Good night, Said. This is your partner, the
Talk to me.
Vaccine. No. Everybody knows Heinz is a sleepwalker. So whilst he was saying that, he was sleeping. Period. Now, let me come to the real vaccine vagrant. He is keeping Earl Christopher, the police commissioner. The fact that that is the decision he makes, I am going to say on national television, the government, by their action, is facilitating an environment and sustaining an environment for criminal activity to flourish. Because I'm going to tell you, by keeping Earl, by keeping Fitzy, a sleeping minister who say he's not protecting us, and having an AG who is a stranger to the truth, and who is the titular head of the Bar Association, went to Florida and did something that really is egregious to the noble profession. And we have the LATT accepting that and saying that he's a good boy. You having those three persons on your team for crime talks. To me, that is a non-starter. That is a non-starter. Those people don't have any integrity. And you can't put them on a crime talk because that is the environment that facilitates crime. I'll go and have a nice evening.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, watchman, I tell you, easy, you know. Them rewriting, you know. They're rewriting. So, viewers, before the break. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, Real Talk visited the Queen's Park Savannah this morning, where they had the intellectual secondary school Chutney Monarch competition. We'll go to that after this break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. When life throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
So welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. Remember, viewers, if you're looking for cash borrow, contact me. If you want to set up a fixed deposit, you can also contact me. We're into financing. And we're growing in Guyana also. That's how good it is. So Real Talk visited the school intellectual Chutney Monarch, which was held at the Queen's Park, Savannah this morning. They had 2 new winners in today's competition. Caitlin Sultan capturing first place in the primary school category and Marcus McDonald capturing first place in secondary school competition. Listen to this.
One big fusion, nowhere else could be like my land. Believe me, it is an illusion. Don't ever fall for no confusion. Tell them to come and they will see.
My name is Marcus McDonald. I attend Presentation College, San Fernando, and I am your National Junior Chutney Soca Monarch winner for 2024. And I would just like to thank all my supporters, everyone that's been there for me throughout the season. I want to thank the school, like my parents, like, you know, they're my managers. They work behind the scenes and do all the work that must be done. Big shout out to Blue Fox Productions. I did the production for my song. Navin Lalu and the Millennium All Stars Band, as well as Autorama Sansurity Dance Company that came on a moment's notice to assist me with my performance, as well as my father who wrote my song. Thank you.
So Trinidad and Tobago, there you have it, 2 winners. We want to congratulate them. Also, may they be big stars in Trinidad and Tobago in the near future. Someday in our cooking program on a Friday, we're going to have them there. So moving along, criminologist Darius Figaro and Kavita Chote has stated that it is unrealistic to expect Commissioner of Police Earla Haywood Christopher to make a significant reduction in crime after only 1 year in office. Two individuals with ridiculous statements. They are criminologists, criminologists, and they are saying that we should not prosecute her in the first year of being the Commissioner of Police. So I want to ask these 2 individuals, was Earla Christopher Haywood an officer on the street sharing ticket? No, she was not. She would have been in a very high position to be selected for the next Commissioner of Police for Trinidad and Tobago. And I want to tell these 2, I am a father. About 3.5 years ago, an attempt kidnapping was made on my son's life. Have any of these things ever happened to you, Darius, or to you, Kavita? Have crime ever knocked on your door to say not to blame the commissioner? The first 100 days in office, your plan failed. The first 6 months in office, you could not do a proper strategy planning. 12 months down in office, and you still cannot come up with a proper plan for Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to reduce crime. What you see, I'm affiliated with security and intelligence for a number of years. A number of years. And one thing I can tell you that would clean up a community. We started from the community, you know. We ain't starting from the whole of Trinidad, you know. We started from a community. the station in that district, the head officer needs to plan strategies, random raids in the community. You start with your community. Every police station or police post in Trinidad and Tobago, the officers keep your community clean. Let me tell you something, crime is going to reduce. It is going to reduce. But when we have the head who doesn't know how to plan a strategy with her officers, the criminals and them who are far ahead of us will always win. So these two individuals, Darius and Kavita, all you're talking nonsense. All you're talking nonsense. I am not the Commissioner of Police. I am a Managing Director. I am one of the Managing Director in Real Talk Security and Intelligence. And you cannot tell me how to fix crime in Trinidad and Tobago. I will tell you how to do it. So these two criminologists, here what to do. All you should pack up all your bag, and you see a place like Tobago, so all you go in Tobago and deal with about 50,000 people. All you go in Tobago, so and deal with people who don't know nothing. Not in Trinidad, where the high-tech weapon that criminals have are more sophisticated than the army and the police put together. I tell you all of that. I telling all of that. All you're talking nonsense. All you should eat roti and cattle dung. That is why I telling all you. All you cannot be criminologists and living in Trinidad and Tobago and not put heavy responsibility on the Minister of National Security, the head of Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, and the Commissioner of Police. All you're talking nonsense. They went on to say, Figaro said, an assessment of the performance of the present COP must be put in context rather than be driven by a hysteria of the politics of crime in Trinidad and Tobago, which is driven by politics of race. Let me tell you something. You want to talk politics? Okay, no problem. No problem. Because of politics, one individual who bravely said, it was I who went and got the merit list retracted. Who was that? Anybody know when the Prime Minister said that? Politics intervened to stop Griffith from being appointed a second tenure. Let me tell you something. That second tenure would have fixed crime properly in Trinidad and Tobago. But he, with all his expertise, according to the Prime Minister's eye, it was the worst mistakes he made. Okay, good. That's what you say? That's on your head. Trinidad, 1.4 million people balling in Trinidad and Tobago. Families are being brutalized in home invasion. And these two have nothing but to share to the table. But defend the Commissioner of Police. As I say, the head, if the head cannot cook, you expect the dog to have a healthy tail? Allah come now, man. Common sense is common sense. Not everybody have it. If Earl Christopher Haywood, the 60-year-old man, who they select to be the Commissioner of Police, without a background in crime fighting, how the hell in Trinidad and Tobago did that woman become the Commissioner of Police for Trinidad and Tobago Police Service? Who appointed her? You take somebody who was writing ticket on the streets. I'm just saying something, because she is operate like that. You take somebody who cutting ticket on the streets and give them to be the Commissioner of Police. On top of that, you ain't know nothing about crime strategy. All there to be some dancing head people who put her there too. Imagine a blind one Take up somebody who ain't hearing and put them in a position to listen. Let's come now, Trinidad and Tobago. Let's see why it's been hitting all for 6. That is why. So these two, Darius and Kavita, let me tell you something. Pray to God 24 hours a day. If all you have children, pray to God that bandits ain't enter all your house. Pray to God that all you do get all your cars stolen. Pray to God that nobody target all your children. Because a man like me, when that happen, I will be laughing on national television. I will be laughing at all you. Because a couple years back, they made an attempt to kidnap my son. 3 of them gone blind and 1 dead. And I'm proud to say it on national television. I've been saying it all the time. Caller, good night.
Saeed?
Go right ahead, you're live.
Yes, calling from Tunapuna.
Welcome to Napuna.
Saeed, let me tell you something. This country is a madhouse. That woman they call Kavita, who is supposed to be a criminologist. I read an article on the papers where she said, do not bash and do not sing Ola Christopher.
I read the same thing.
She did because she said there were others who were there before her and they failed. I want to know if this Totish woman didn't know that Gary Griffith. What she should have said, there were other police commissioners under the PNM who have failed.
Also,
put others before things because Gary Griffith was there and he was successful. That is one issue. Second issue, Saeed, Ola Christopher, you cannot do anything as it relates to crime because here why? One, you had a big issue with the firearm user's license where you want to come and reintroduce a new system and whatnot, and they're taking you to court. Secondly, the whole issue with promotion.
as Joey shared the video with the commissioner of police saying they had 25,000 applications and 100
And Saeed, look, I have in
approved.
front of me an article on today's Express, page 5, and here we say, Ola Christopher, Commissioner of Police must step up and
Yes, they must step up.
and action a manpower audit report that was commissioned 7 years ago by the first established police inspectorate, says Professor Ramesh Dilsaran. And here we see that in 2017, Dilsaran chaired the 8-member committee, which included Ola Christopher.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. So here we are. We're going out to some firearm business now. But before we go there, we're going for a short commercial break. When we come back, COP not backing down on FUL renewal policy after this break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saeed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
So viewers, just before I switch over to Erla, I stayed on the criminologist. It's just something I want to close off here. Kavita, she said, to do so is more of an indictment of the administration over Serenity DPS than the individual appointed to manage it. So Erla, according to she, Erla get away. Commissioner of Police, you could be a blind person, you could be a person who can't hear, you could be a person who cannot speak, you get away. According to Kavita, you blame the administration. If the head cannot see, how the tail go wag? How are you going to know if the tail wagging left or right if you cannot see? Kavita, you're talking nonsense for criminologists. Nonsense. Now, here it is. Previously, in a joint select committee meeting, Erla admitted that her 2023 violent crime reduction plan has failed. Now, listen to this.
We were unable to achieve any of the targets because the targets were a bit exaggerated. However,
what does that mean?
But if we looked at our previous achievements over the years, we would have seen that these targets were never really met. So it was ambitious, an ambitious target to sort of encourage the officers to really work towards reaching that target. We had set a 20% reduction in murders. We did achieve just about a 5% reduction.
Comparative to previous year.
We would have worked towards a 20% reduction in violent crimes. However, we were not able to achieve a 20% reduction. We had a 15% reduction in serious crime.
It failed. It failed. And listen to this. Gary Griffith, wasn't he on that PNM as the Commissioner of Police? We got justice. Erla Christopher, and she under the same PNM? Are we getting justice? No, we not get nothing. Nothing. You're talking about previous administration. Hey. She just like it, Rowley. Let me say it had 3 people. Commissioner 1, Commissioner 2, Commissioner 3. Commissioner 1 is Williams, Commissioner 2 is Gary, Commissioner 3 is Erla. Williams helped halfway, not all. Gary helped 3/4 of the way. Erla even raised off the ground. You see, that is the thing in Trinidad and Tobago. We as people in society, we as people in position, we blame the person before we. Stop blaming who was before you and start picking up the damn blasted mantle. Gary didn't care who was before here now. He was the commissioner. You see, me, this mantle is mine. I go in and fix it. He pick up the mantle and he walk with it. I even know where the mantle is to start. And that's the difference. That's one bacchanal. You want to hear next bacchanal? Listen to this. Police Commissioner Erla Haywood Christopher. Let me take my time so I'll go on this. will not be retracting her position on renewals of firearm users license FUL. On February 4th, the COP was given until February 6th to put a halt on the new policy for renewing the license. At the start of the year, she announced that all FUL holders had to renew their permits, including those who were issued FULs before 2004, when the Firearm Act was amended. Attorney Alfonso and several others are challenging the legality of the recent change. They insist the Section 17(6) of the Firearm Amendment Act says FUL granted before the passage of the legislation in 2004 will remain valid unless terminated or revoked. You hear that? Good. In response to a letter on February 1st, attorneys for Commissioner disagreed with the FUL holders' interpretation of the Act. The notice the commissioners issued advised of any amendment to the Finance Act to increase FUL's renewal fee to $500 with effect from April 1st, 2020. Firearm license holders must also submit a certificate of competence issued by a registered firearm instructor, a medical certificate, and a renewal application, all before April 1st. Speaking at a Joint Select Committee meeting last week, Ola also stated, hear this back and hear this, 25,000 firearm users license applications were inside. Only 100 were issued over the last year. She added that not everyone will qualify because their criteria for holding a FUL. And listen to this.
In terms of FUL, the licenses, applications are being approved. As I did indicate on my last appearance, the investigations is a bit more robust. However, over the last year, I would have issued just over 100 FUL. We have an average of 25,000 applications.
25,000 applications. Yes. What is creating that bottleneck and then to only filter? No, just asking, what is it? Is it that most of the applicants disqualified?
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly. Not everyone will qualify that because there is a criteria for owning a firearm.
Okay.
25,000 applicants inside. 100 applicants were issued firearm license. Now I'm going to tell you this. I will tell you this. Before, listen carefully here. Before you send in an application for a firearm, you would have to have certain requirements. Certain requirements. And the dealer that you are dealing with, they would make sure, they would literally make sure you have all requirements. All. Certificate of character, medical, competence, proper storage of a firearm holder placed in your house. You would have to meet every single criteria in order to apply for a firearm. Out of 25,000 applicants in Trinidad and Tobago, I don't want to say 25,000 Don'tsy head people in Trinidad or Don'tsy head businessmen in society have applied for a firearm license and got turned down. 25,000, the woman said, you know. Not 2,500, you know. 25,000. Only 100 have been approved. So do we have 24,900 idiots, donkey head, people carried, apply for firearm? I'm asking a question. 24,900 donkey head individual apply for a firearm? And to top it off now, those dealers that sent in the requests, are they stupid instructors? Are they Warahun instructors? Are they Caribs and Arawak type of instructors? I'm asking a question. A. If I, Saeed, had the power and the authority to tell citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, buy a weapon and keep it in your house to protect your family, I would have said it plainly, go buy it. I would have said it plainly. But me saying that on television, I just use something for you to understand where I'm coming from. Let me tell you something. I have friends and family who have application inside for firearm, whose family have been abducted, whose family home business have been ravished time after time. They met every single criteria, and still the application pending 5, 6, 7 years now. And they are targets, the criminal element in Trinidad and Tobago. While the Commissioner of Police sit down biting her lips and smiling. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. God should remove the protection he have over them and allow them to face what citizens facing in Trinidad and Tobago. Take what I'm telling all you. Take what I'm telling all you. You see how the Alsing went up and say the loudmouth man on TV? You see when he got taste? He should have said it again. He should have said it again. His family would have been grieving for him by now. All know so. God should allow. You see what families facing? When mothers have to watch their daughter being abused in front of their eye. You see when business had to be broken into and police are helping? You see those in authority? They should feel it. They should feel, I say it on national television. They should feel it. Then they would know how serious criminal is outside here. Then they would know the brains you have on your head, use it. Then you will understand the position you have is to help the one that lower down, that put you there. Then, and only then, those in authority would understand that. But nevertheless, did they go reach? Mark my word. Mark my word. All I hear started to use a term. Since November last year, ministers will pack up and fly out at Trinidad. Some of them would fly out and leave everything behind. Mark my word. My words don't fall to the ground, you know. My words don't fall to the ground, you know. Every time I push for amendment and legislation to benefit us, it is already seen happen. So mark my words. Ministers are going to leave everything behind and fly out. You know why? Criminals are going to come knocking on their door. Mark my words. Watch on, let's go see it. Viewers, we're going for a short commercial break. When we come back, you're going to hear PM Mums on COP, Hines not being moved, and next bacchanal again when we come back.
Tired wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Real Talk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Real Talk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Do you have a public concern you would like to highlight? You can email your pictures and videos to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com, and we will highlight your concerns on our show for Public Concerns Wednesday. When life throws you a curveball, and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Tall man, you're good, you're good. So Trinidad and Tobago, we were just having a little fun here, nevertheless. But I want to let you understand, when you step in your doors, you will have fun, you know. But you see, when you step out of your door, it's a different story. You have to step out your door. Like if you're in the army, you know, all gears up but bulletproof and all kind of thing, you know. Because bullets flying straight away. So here the BM, while he was unwilling to share his thoughts on the performance of the Commissioner of Police, Earl Hayward Christopher, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated that the government will continue to support her as long as she leads the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. Listen to this.
I am not here publicly assessing the Commissioner of Police. I will not do that. And as I said earlier, as long as the commissioner is in post as commissioner for whatever period of time, the commissioner must have the support of the government, whether it's for another day, another month, another year. Right? I go further and I say, when these officers are in position, until such time as there is like you come to the point where a certain action has to be taken, you ought to support them to try to get the job done that they have been put there to do. Understand what I'm saying? So you will not find me coming here and saying, well, okay, I'm happy with the Commissioner of Police, so therefore done to be said. Or I'm not happy with her and therefore she's going to go tomorrow. Those things, if they have to emerge, they must emerge in a particular way, right? And not by public commentary to give the impression that, you know, that the Prime Minister, because the headline can't be that the Prime Minister is upset with the Commissioner of Police because she misspoke at a press conference, something like that. That is not what I'm going to be doing.
Congratulations on the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago honoring a police commissioner of police for non-performance in 12 months. Also, for the head of the security, let me put aside the Prime Ministership portfolio for the time. We put in that aside. Congratulations to Dr. Keith Rowley for being the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago, acknowledging the failure of the Commissioner of Police Earla Haywood Christopher, for saying, not allegedly saying, saying out of her mouth that her plan failed. The Minister of National Security acknowledged that he heard that, and acknowledged that. The head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago heard that and acknowledged that, and both of them are okay with it. Both of them are okay with it. Forget Dr. Rowley is the Prime Minister. We're talking about he as the head of Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. He acknowledged that and he is okay with that. So if he is okay with the non-performance of a commissioner of police, how the hell in Trinidad and Tobago he had a problem with Gary Griffith doing his job as the commissioner of police? You're supporting a non-performance officer, but you're bringing down an ex-commissioner of police for doing his job as making the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago feel safe. Is that okay? Is that okay for us as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago? I'm asking you. And this is why I just say, you see these men and them in position, they are embarrassing Trinidad and Tobago on an international level. So now, he recently came back from a meeting in Washington where they talked about crime and security and things. Don't you think those guys in the White House would ask the Prime Minister, so what type of performance is your Commissioner of Police doing for Trinidad and Tobago? Don't you think those guys in the White House would ask that? I bashing PNM. Ila anta kir mazuru kurba ala inna zarunta. I am trying to open your blind eye and your deaf ear so you can see how security is running and your safety as a citizen in Trinidad. So you want to bash? Bust my chest for the correct thing. Not for a lie. Not for a lie. So viewers, let me tell you something. I have a nice story here for you, but we run out of time. But nevertheless, tomorrow is Thursday. We will highlight this story tomorrow night, and we're going to hear more insights about how security is failing in Trinidad and Tobago. I'm ashamed to say it. I'm born in Trinidad, as a businessman in Trinidad. I have fathers right here in this country, children right here in this country. It's sad to see the country like this. So until we meet again, good night.